organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Thanks for tuning in to another edition of Daily Iowan TV, your television news, sports, and weather source for the Daily Iowan. I'm Nick Fetty here in the Daily Iowan newsroom to give you a quick update about what's been going on around Iowa City. The University of Iowa didn't only move up on the Princeton Review's list of top party schools this year. U.S. News & World Report released its 2012 best college rankings today, and the University of Iowa landed at 71st for overall national rank and 28th amongst public schools. The UI is up one spot in both categories compared to last year. Iowa State University fell 3 spots from last year, ranking 97th overall and 44th amongst public institutes. Harvard and Princeton tied for the number 1 overall spot, while the University of Cal Berkeley took the top spot amongst public schools. And this Saturday marks the 224th anniversary of the adoption of the U.S. Constitution, and several Iowa City area coffee shops are celebrating. The downtown Java House is offering 10 different brews for the first 10 amendments of the Constitution. Java House barista Kate Crone said that they don't necessarily have a favorite blend since everyone gets their own drink.
At Java House, we don't really have a popular brew. It's all about your own preference, but people really respond to our bare arms picture is really funny. We got a nice little joke happening there, so people get a kick out of that one.
Other coffee shops participating in the Constitution Day festivities include Teaspoons, Capana, and Fairgrounds. The Constitution Day specials will be available at the select coffee shops through Saturday. And seeking part-time employment while in school is a concern for many UI international students. Daily Iowan TV's Shane Carney has the story.
Currently, there are a little more than 3,200 international students attending the University of Iowa this fall. It's the job of the Office of International Students and Scholars to help those students through programs and activities ease their way into the American schooling system.
Try to make the process simple and consistent for students, and that is a challenge.
Possibly one of the most important services their offices provide is preparing students to build a career. Scott King, Assistant Dean of International Programs, is excited to team up with Pomerantz Career Center to make that task even simpler.
But it's also helping the students prepare themselves. How do you write a resume? What to expect in an interview? How do you dress for an interview? All of those things are very cultural.
With the number of international students increasing each year, this partnership could make Scott King's job a whole lot easier. Shane Carney, Daily Iowan TV.
Thanks, Shane. Check out tomorrow's Daily Iowan for a more in-depth look. And though many students may come to Iowa City from abroad to study at the University of Iowa, many UI students also study in other countries to enrich their educational experience. The University of Iowa Office for Study Abroad hosted its annual Study Abroad Fair in the Old Capitol Mall today. Representatives from more than 100 programs and hundreds of students attended the fair. The Study Abroad Office is also implementing several new measures this year, including work, intern, and volunteer opportunities for students while abroad. UI graduate Krista Alf said she enjoyed her time in Africa, and she manned one of the booths, sharing her experiences with others who were interested.
Well, there's really no other opportunity to live in another country for a significant amount of time unless you, by chance, find a job in another country, which is extremely difficult. You just become a member of that community, and it's life-changing. You can't do that when you're traveling. You're just a tourist then.
Last year, 1 in 5 students studied abroad, and the UI hopes to raise that number by 50% this year. And now, let's go to Kate for a quick Hawkeye Sports update.
Just days after the triple overtime loss in Ames, the Iowa football team now turns its sights to Saturday. Coach Kirk Ferentz met with the media on Tuesday to discuss the loss and the upcoming game against the Pittsburgh Panthers.
Certainly a disappointing loss for us this past weekend. A lot of positives on the tape, but a lot of things that we need to work on. Got a lot of work to do ahead of us right now, and so that's kind of where we're at this point.
And after a tough loss on the road, Coach believes there's a lot to take in from the defeat in order to improve.
Failing is education, and if it is, then there is some benefit, but there's not much fun about losing. There's not much fun about leaving the door open, And when you do that, typically you lose. So, if we're not learning, if we're not moving forward, then it's going to be shame on us. We need to be a much better football team in a lot of areas on Saturday if we're going to, first of all, have a chance to win this game, and then secondly, to get where we got to get or trying to get. So,
Ferentz said it will take time to get his team exactly where they need to be, but is confident that 2 straight home games is sure to help.
it's going to be good to be back in Kinnick, certainly. But, we got our work cut out, and we got a lot of things to do and work on internally here, and that's where our focus will be today.
For more information about the Hawks game against Pittsburgh, tune in to Daily Iowan TV's pregame on Thursday night. An athlete never forgets a season-ending injury, but for Katie Nason-Benny, the date in which her freshman season ended turned out to be a positive one. Iowa sophomore Katie Nason-Benny tore her ACL in a practice just after her first game as a Hawkeye last year. With months of rehab, Nason-Benny was able to come back stronger for her sophomore season. And with a game scheduled on the 1-year anniversary date of an injury, most players may play a little timid. This wasn't the case for Nason-Benny. She scored her team's only 2 goals that day to give the Hawks a 2-1 victory over Northwestern Missouri. This season, Nason-Benny's knee doesn't look to be bothering her too much, as she's been a huge asset in the Hawks' 7-0 start this season. Earlier, I caught up with Nason-Benny to see how she views this experience. Now that you've had both a positive and a negative experience on the 21st, how do you view that day?
I mean, I'm not gonna ever probably forget that I tore my ACL. It's something that I'll probably remember. But I guess I don't view it as negatively anymore. I just kind of view it as, well, a lot of people do it. A lot of people rehab well and come back.
The soccer team hits the field on Wednesday in hopes of extending their winning streak to 8-0. That's your Hawkeye Sports Update. Nick, back to you.
Thanks, Kate. And only with Daily Iowan TV can you get a sneak peek into Wednesday's pages of the Daily Iowan, read about President Mason's State of the University address to the UISG, and read about community reactions to last night's University Heights City Council meeting. And before we go, let's take a quick look at Wednesday's weather forecast. Expect things to cool off a bit beginning tomorrow with a high of 59 degrees and a 20% chance of rain. Wednesday night should get down to about 39 degrees, and you can expect to start seeing frost in the late night and early morning hours. And here's a look at your extended forecast. Temperatures will warm up a bit as we near the weekend. Expect a high of 69 degrees and mostly sunny skies for Saturday's game. Temperatures will remain in the lower 70s and upper 60s as we move into next week, with a chance of showers beginning Saturday night and continuing through Monday. And that's all the time we have for this edition of Daily Iowan TV. You can check us out Wednesday at the same time or anytime on DailyIowan.com. Thanks for tuning in. For Daily Iowan TV, I'm Nick Fetty.